Thank God for Bedtime, what God says about our sleep and why it matters more than you think. Of all the things you could write a Christian book about or read a Christian book about, why this one? For me, the idea for this book came about initially through a conversation I had some years ago with a Christian friend, a younger man, and we were talking about sleep and we were talking about how difficult it can be and how challenging it can be. And I asked him if he'd spent much time thinking about a theology of sleep. And he laughed because he thought I was joking. And when he figured out I wasn't joking, he said, well, why would I spend time on that? What is there to say? And that really sparked for me the idea not just to go back to the Bible and to look more carefully at what it does say about sleep, but also to start paying more attention to my own sleep and more attention to just how common it was for people around me to say they're finding it difficult to sleep, that they find sleep, which should be something so relaxing and enjoyable, to be something of a challenge. And the more I thought about that, the more I realized this is such a big part of everybody's life, and yet it is an area where as Christians we can think, does God really have anything to say about this? Does God care about this? Or are we actually just on our own when it comes to figuring out sleep? Well, the great news is God has a lot to say about our sleep. As we dive into the scriptures, what we discover is there's a lot of indirect things that can shape the way we sleep. Simply understanding who God is, how God relates to us in the gospel of Jesus, those things would say an awful lot about how we sleep. But there's also a lot that the Bible says very directly about our sleep, how we should approach it for ourselves. What do we do if we find ourselves unable to sleep as much as we would like, or maybe we find ourselves sleeping more than we think we should? Why did God make us to be people who need to sleep in the first place? How does sleep inform the way we think about our ultimate sleep, our death, which the Bible describes in terms of sleep? And most of all, who is God and what does God want us to think about as we put our head on the pillow every night? The aim of writing this book was not to provide a quick fix for people who are struggling with their sleep. There's lots of resources and even other books out there that can provide the kind of tips that might help you in that area, and I tried to bring some of that into this book. But the real aim of Thank God for Bedtime is a different one, a long-term one, a big picture aim. That is, as we expose ourselves to what the Bible says about our sleep, one step at a time, one sleep at a time, I hope this book will help us all move towards a state where our sleep resembles what's described in Proverbs. In Proverbs chapter 3 verse 24, God says, "If you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet." It's a beautiful image and something I think we all want. We all need to sleep. We all want to experience that sweet sleep. And we all want to bring every part of our lives under the lordship of Jesus to glorify God. And so it's my hope and prayer that this book will help you as you seek to bring your sleep under the lordship of Jesus and glorify God in the way that you sleep. Thank God for bedtime.